The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius once said, "I have oft wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinions of himself than on the opinions of others." One would think Marcus Aurelius had lived during the time of social media. That is the fundamental mechanism behind all those platforms, is it not? Create a profile, log in, begin sharing thoughts and feelings and ideas and images, and then wait for the opinions of others to roll in. Likes, dislikes, comments, upvotes, downvotes, shares, retweets, whatever you want to call it. It's all an expression of the opinions of others. And then based on that, people say and do and share other things. Marcus Aurelius understood the human condition. He was one of the very good emperors Rome had. They didn't have many. But you can tell by a couple of things that he said that he really understood human nature. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This man was very wise. These individuals are not very wise. I've made the allegation before that those in charge of social media have no understanding of human psychology or sociology. I truly believe they have no understanding of history either. I'm not sure what they studied, if anything. But if they had any knowledge of these things, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing because they don't understand human nature. They don't understand what this is going to cause. And in today's video, I'm going to show you direct proof that this is the case. This is the CNN YouTube page, 12.5 million subscribers. All of a sudden, there are videos starting to leak out now, little clips, that they are losing their mind because QAnon supporting candidates are winning elections across the country. Cuomo, GOP-backed conspiracy contagion, putting America at risk. Candidates who embrace QAnon are winning elections across U.S. Now, what this really means is that their facts don't affect other people's decision making. And I'd say facts, giant air quotes, asterisk there. They don't understand why things are not resonating that they are saying with certain groups of people. They think that if they can make the lawyerly clinical argument that this is good and this is bad, that people will just, all of a sudden wake up and go, I have been deceived for so long, I should believe everything CNN says now. I kind of modified this image from our psychological operations training that we used to do over at Patreon. It's 4 sheep having a conversation. What? Pigs can fly? Yes, they can. CNN said so. 3rd sheep. Really? CNN said that? 4th sheep. Wow. Pigs can fly. This is the level of understanding of human nature they have at CNN. This is what they expect. This is the reality. If you want somebody to not do something, don't tell them not to do it. If you want somebody to not listen to something, don't tell them don't listen to it. Because that guarantees that's exactly what they're going to go do. Why does this person over here or this group of people over here not want me listening to this other group of people over here? Now, in reality, here is how things work. People make decisions based on whatever reason they want to, right? People vote based on whatever reason they want to. It doesn't matter what information they have or don't have. People are going to make decisions based on any criterion they want. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are like, wait a minute, that's great, fantastic, McKee. Why are we looking at pictures of Ivanka Trump? Let's say I came to someone from CNN and said, you know what, it doesn't matter what you say. If Ivanka Trump runs for any office, I'm going to vote for her. Doesn't matter what you tell me about her. Why? Because I like pretty girls. I'm tired of seeing wrinkly, tired old men in politics, and normally when I have the news on, I have the volume down anyway. So I just, want to see her as often as possible. That would send them into a psychiatrist's office because they wouldn't know how to handle that. They would make the allegation that I shouldn't be allowed to vote because I'm not using the proper criterion. And if there were lots of people like me, they would tell social media masters, you need to turn this person down because their opinions are not valid. The reason this individual has for voting is just absolutely ridiculous and we don't agree with it. See, that's what tyrants do. See, this should say for them critical feeling skills. Because there's no analysis, no reason, no evaluation, problem solving, decision making, none of that. You see, they feel their information should be the only information anyone has to make decisions. Because everyone's just a bunch of sheep. And if they say that you can take out pigs can fly or can't fly, then they should be able to reintroduce any information they want to. And because it's them and they have a large platform, that will influence everyone to believe what they said. And then everyone will then do what they believe they should do. But that's not how it ever works. Now, here's another example. 3 images over here on the right. St. Augustine, Florida. One of the most spectacularly beautiful places you've ever been in your life, especially during the holiday season. This is beauty. This is beauty. This is beauty. This is beauty. I live in Florida. Why? Because it's a beautiful place to live in many, many ways. Girls in bikinis? Yep. Palm trees, sandy beaches, warm weather. I'm just as impressed by the beauty of the natural springs and the wild areas of Florida as I am by the girls on the beach. This is the reality that CNN can't deal with. Now, here's the funny part of this. You ready for this? Here's the hilarious part. They know this in Manhattan. They know, and they have used this tactic for decades to get eyeballs on their channels. Liberal Fox, liberal CNN, liberal NBC. Oh, by the way, girl on the right lives in Jupiter, Florida. See, they know this. They know that, okay, we have to find ways to get people to tune into our news program so that we can influence them the way that we want them to think so that they vote a certain way. So what are we going to do to get eyeballs on? What tactic are we going to use to get eyeballs on our channel? The liberals, and I mean, they're all liberals in Manhattan, Fox, CNN, all of them, regardless of what they say. They know the tactic. They know the tactic. They know the technique. These people don't get it. They don't get it. Because they're coming from a place that is totally ignorant. More examples. U.S. fuel pipeline hackers didn't mean to create problems. Really? Now, who would believe that? This is from BBC. The hackers state now that they didn't really want to cause any kind of a interruption in the supply of fuel. They thought that those who were in charge of the fuel pipeline, this is the Colonial Pipeline issue from weeks ago, would just have paid immediately and not allowed the hiccup to occur. They thought they would just pay the ransom. Now we established clearly you don't need a network, a computer network, to pump fuel. People were pumping fuel in this country long before there were computer networks. So there didn't need to be any kind of an interruption. JBS attack. This is the recent one, the recent ransomware one for the meat industry. Unlikely to cause major meat disruption. But look at what's all over social media. Everybody flipping out about the price of meat or the price of food and food shortages and all this kind of stuff. When this is the real story that nobody's talking about. U.S. facing credit market catastrophe even worse than in 2008. Have you seen this article? I guarantee you haven't. Nobody's talking about it, but it's coming. And it's coming soon. Russia to eliminate U.S. dollar from sovereign wealth fund this month amid warning of politics sabotaging the currency. See, these are the real stories people need to be paying attention to, but nobody is. Because there are people out there who have no concept of how psychology works. They're not news anchors. They're not journalists. They're political hacks with no education at all. People make decisions based on any criterion they want to at any time. You can vote for Ivanka for good reasons. You could vote for Ivanka for bad reasons. I don't even know that she'll ever run for anything, but it's the point. It's the point. You can vote for or against anyone, anything, or any idea for any reason you want to. They don't have to be good reasons. They don't have to be bad reasons. But what they're trying to invest everyone in now, and this is the greater point, is voting based only on how you feel. And there are authorized good feelings and authorized bad feelings, and they're going to try to manipulate those. And they have been trying to do this, by the way, for a long time. Manipulate feelings to get people to change their opinions and voting habits. They just don't get it. They don't get how human beings work because they haven't studied history, they haven't studied psychology, and they haven't studied sociology. And I will leave it there. God bless, like, share, subscribe. We will see you tonight on Twitch.